الأخلاء يومئذ بعضهم لبعض عدو إلا المتقين. From the horrors of the Day of Judgment, from the events or the scenes that will be witnessed, is family members, friends, associates, acquaintances shall all be enemies on that day except for one group of people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, يَوْمَ يَفِرُّ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ. On that day, a man will flee from his brother. وَأُمِّهِ وَأَبِيهِ. And he will also flee from his mother and father. Yes, you are going to flee from your brother. You're not going to want any association with him. Everybody's going to be nafsi, nafsi. And also your mother and your father. وَصَاحِبَتِهِ وَبَنِيهِ. And his wife, his spouse. And also vice versa. The female will run away from her husband. And also his child, i.e. his children, his offspring. Just imagine, you as a person who loved your mother so much, who looked after you, you are going to abandon her. You're going to run away from her. You are going to want zero association whatsoever with her because you're scared of yourself. You're scared of what happens to you. You're scared of what's coming next. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مِّنْهُمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ شَأْنٌ يُغْنِيهِ. Every single person on that day will have a matter that's adequate for them. Meaning everyone's matter is going to be so important to them that they really don't care about anything else, to the extent that their own family they are running away from. Allah Rabbul Izzah, He continues and says, وَلَا يَسْأَلُ حَمِيمٌ حَمِيمًا. And no friend will ask regarding any other friend. Your best friend, your closest friend, the person you love the most, you are not going to ask about them on that day. You won't say, how is Muhammad? How is Ismail? How is AbdulAhad? That does not exist. Rather, you care about yourself. يُبَصَّرُونَهُمْ يَوَدُّ الْمُجْرِمُ لَوْ يَفْتَدِي مِنْ عَذَابِ يَوْمِئِذٍ بِبَنِيهِ. They will be showing each other, i.e. one friend will be shown the other friend. They'll be shown one another. Look, this is the person that you used to be friends with in the dunya. And the criminal will wish that he could be ransomed from the punishment of the day by his children. Yes, your own children you would want to put in place of your punishment. The child that you looked after, that you brought up, that you invested so much time, effort and money, and you went through all of those struggles for, you would want to put them in the position of yourself, of your punishment. وَصَاحِبَتِهِ وَأَخِيهِ. You will also ransom your wife and your brother. وَفَصِيلَتِهِ الَّتِي تُؤْوِيهِ. And also the nearest kinship, or the nearest kin who used to shelter you also. But it doesn't stop there with regards to family members. Also your friends. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, الْأَخِلَّاءُ يَوْمَئِذٍ بَعْضُهُمْ لِبَعْضٍ عَدُوٌّ إِلَّا الْمُتَّقِينَ. On that day, al-akhillah. Allah didn't say al-ashab or al-ikhwa. No. Allah said al-akhillah. He didn't say al-asdiqa. He never said friends. Al-akhillah, jam'u khalil. The closest of friends on that day are going to be adu, enemies. Illa, except al-muttaqeen, except those people who were God conscious and they were righteous and they were friends upon righteousness, not upon sin and that which brings the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah continues and says that these people will come on the Day of Judgment and say, فَمَا لَنَا مِن شَافِعِينَ. What is wrong with us? Now we have no intercessors. وَلَا صَدِيقٍ حَمِيمٍ. And we have no devoted friends. We have nobody. We're here on our own, running away. Everybody is thinking about themselves. Nobody cares about the other. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues and says, فَإِذَا نُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ فَلَا أَنْسَابَ بَيْنَهُمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ وَلَا يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. Allah said, when the horn is blown on this day that I just mentioned to you people, no relationship will there be. Nobody's going to have any relationships with others, nor will they ask about one another. So you are not going to even ask about your friend, your mother, your father, your brother, your children. You won't even ask about them, forget about even caring with regards to their matter. Last but not least, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that even on that day, He said, Ya ayyuhan nas, O you who believe, ittaqu rabbakum, fear your Lord. Inna zalzalata as-sa'ati shay'un 'azim. The shaking of the hour is something great. Yawma tarawnaha, when you see this, tadhalu kullu murdi'atin amma arda'at. Every breastfeeding mother will let go of that which she was breastfeeding, i.e. her child. وَتَضَعُ كُلُّ ذَاتِ حَمْلٍ حَمْلَهَا. And every single pregnant woman will release her contents, i.e. she will abandon her child. وَتَرَى النَّاسَ سُكَارَى وَمَا هُمْ بِسُكَارَى. And you will see mankind in a drunken state, but they are not drunk. وَلَكِنَّ عَذَابَ اللَّهِ شَدِيدٌ. However, the punishment of Allah is severe on that day. What's the point I want to get from your mother? Your mother is going to run away from you. If your mother had you at that moment, she'll actually get rid of you fully. If she was breastfeeding you, she'll throw you away. I don't want anything to do with this child. This is from the horrors that our families, our relationships, our friends, all of these things won't matter on that day, and everybody will come to Allah furadan, separate, individually, one by one, and nobody cares about anybody else on that day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He now commences the bringing out of the deeds, bringing out of the books, the scrolls, the people, that which they had in the dunya, the actions they done, that which is now being written on our left and right shoulders, that is brought forward.
Hey, do you mind if I ask you a question? This video that you just watched, do you feel like you learned something new, something beneficial? If so, then that's just one video. Imagine if you had access to hours and hours of Islamic studies content where you could learn more things that you could implement every day in your life that could be better for you in terms of your deen and your dunya. Now, we at Knowledge College wanted to make sure that we could facilitate that for you. But the two biggest problems that everyone has when it comes to seeking knowledge is number one, a lack of time, and number two, a lack of finances. So we wanted to make sure there are no excuses on your end. So we facilitated for you to be able to study from the comfort of your own home by studying at your own pace with our online pre-recorded Islamic Studies Institute. And we wanted to make sure you don't have any financial trouble. So we facilitated for you to have access to all of this content for only 99p. That's right. For 99p, you can access all of that content for an entire month. And you can go through hours and hours of content that's going to benefit you in this life and the next. So what are you waiting for? Click the link below ASAP. You absolutely have no more excuses. You can study from the comfort of your own bedroom at your own pace. And all it costs you less than £1. So click the link below, inshallah ta'ala. I will catch you on the other side. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.